Hey, what's up guys? MaximusBlack here, and finally I'm doing another Ozone review of, this time, the Strike Pro. So let me stand up here and give you guys a look at the box. I've been using the Ozone Strike now probably for a little over a year, and I absolutely love the keyboard. I'm addicted, and I was thinking, well, I'm going to try this keyboard out for a week. It's actually been about 10 days, 9 or 10 days, and then I'm just going to switch back to my old keyboard because like other gamers, once you have a certain setup, you really don't like screwing around with it. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it type thing. Well, my tune has changed quite a bit after trying the Ozone Strike Pro. It is basically the Strike, but with added features. And I'm going to get into that right now. You've got 50 million keystroke lifetimes. You can do up to 30 macro keys, which is nice. You can program up to 30 macro keys. It's also still got the USB hub on the back of the keyboard as well, or the front end, I should say. I'll show you guys that in just a second. But just in general, it looks better. Also, when I have took it out of the box, it feels, it just feels better. It's kind of a weird thing to describe, but when you're holding the two up, this just feels meatier. It just feels like my body's ready to use it, you know? It's just a better all-around design. They really stepped their game up with the Ozone Strike Pro. Not saying that the Strike is bad, but the Ozone Strike Pro definitely takes it to a whole nother level. Also, there is a bunch of things that you can do here with this keyboard. You can adjust the polling rate on your keys, I do believe, using the F1 and F2 function. You can also change the effective time on the keys as well, from 1 millisecond all the way up to 16, I think. Yeah, 16 milliseconds. So you've got a lot of customization here on this keyboard as well. And of course, you know, you've got the macro key setup. It comes with software as well. Now, on the software, you can change the backlighting, so you can make it dimmer, you can turn it off. Also, you can program your macro keys right on the software, which is also a nice thing. And on the box, it shows you what cherry switch is. This is the MX Red cherry switch. And, of course, there is black, blue, and brown. So there it is. That's the case. Now, let me show you the product. So, let's start with, you know what, let's go ahead and start with the front end here. Or I should say, like, the one that's facing your monitor. I guess it's the back end. On this side, you have your USB plug-in. So, I just basically have my Ozone Radeon Op 2 mouse set up. And there is your microphone and your sound as well. So that's still there. Now, the main difference between this one and the Strike is the Strike actually had 2 USBs. Now, I was a fan of that because it gave you the option to plug 2 things in right here, which is cool if you're using, say, the 7HX headset from Ozone that is USB, or the new Onda Pro, which is also USB. I'll have a review of that soon. But since I am using a mixer for my sound, I don't actually, this is hooked up to a mixer, so I don't actually have the headset plugged in as a USB. So I only really need one for my mouse. If you're using, like I said, a USB headset, yeah, sure, having 2 of them would actually be nice, so that you don't have to run your USB to the front of your computer or in behind the computer. You can just plug it right into your keyboard. So maybe that is a bit of a downgrade from the Ozone Strike, but with the Ozone Strike, you still need to plug in 2 USBs in the back of your computers. With this one, you only have to plug in 1, and you're good to go. Now, with the Strike, you have to plug in 2, and to be honest, I have a webcam, I have a mixer, I have an auto tuner, I have a bunch of stuff that is hooked up USB-wise, and I was running out of USBs. So it's one of those things where either you want it or you don't. If you don't need it, then it is what it is. So for me, I'm totally fine with just the one USB, but if you guys are looking for 2 USBs, just keep in mind that you'll have to route your headset into the front or the back of your computer if you're using a USB headset. So yeah, let's go take a look. Actually, on the very back, this is cool as well. You can actually route your wire on the left or right or the middle of the keyboard, which is just a nice little feature. Just so like your keyboard isn't sitting down and it's kind of like not leveled because your cord. This just keeps it nice and leveled on the desk. Boom. I keep my flaps up when I'm playing anyway, just to kind of give the keyboard a little bit of an angle there. So it's like that. I just prefer it. But if you don't like that, you can chop her down. So the keyboard itself, it lights up, which is sexy. I like it. So if you play in the dark, you'll be able to see your keys. You can change on how dim the light is, or you can turn it off completely. It keeps your main keys in red, so your Q, W, A, S, D, and E, your escape, and of course your arrow keys. And that's the look of the keyboard itself. I like down bottom here. It's got like a rubber finish on it, so it's sort of sticky. Your hand just doesn't slide off it. So, you know, it's just nice little grip. So I like that. It's also got a nice little Strike Pro light up there on the spacebar, which is kind of cool. It's just a little bit flashier than the Strike, which is nice. Of course, it's got the Windows lock function key as well, which is right over here. So I'm clicking that, and Windows is not popping up. Especially on Windows 8, it is a pain in the ass. On my laptop, I accidentally hit this key all the time, and it interrupts gameplay. There is the Ozone function key. So if you want to change your macros, you'll click the Ozone function, and then you'll change your macros. Or if you want to change your milliseconds or your pulling rate, you'll click the macro key, and then you'll do the add or minus up there on the F1, F2, F3, and F4 keys. So there you have it. Once again, it's a red MX Cherry switch. So keep that in mind. Overall, I'm really liking this keyboard. And like I was saying, I was expecting to just go back to my old setup. And no, I am going to be continuing to use this keyboard from here on out, as it's everything that I loved in the Ozone Strike and more. There's just more added to this, just more features. Like I said, the only gripe that I have, and it might be for some of you, is that there's one USB on the back of this compared to the 2 that was on the Ozone Strike. But once again, if you do not have a USB headset, or you don't mind just plugging your USB headset into the front of your computer, if you have free open USBs, then you're good. I'm sure you could also get one of these 2 USB adapters if you really wanted to go ham about it. But there you have it, guys. Let me know what you think of the keyboard. If you're interested in buying this keyboard, underneath the video, I'm going to have links to the store, ozonegaming.com. If you're buying this in Canada, US, or overseas, there will be an option there to click where you're from, and then you can see exactly who is selling the product on the websites. So yeah, that's that, guys. I'm gonna have some more reviews out of the other products that I've tried out and that I'm using. Up next will be the Onda Pro, which is their new headset. So I'm really excited to tell you guys my thoughts about that compared to the 7HX. And if you guys want a chance to win one of these Strike Pros, I'm going to be having a StarCraft 2 tournament later on this month, and the prizes for the winners is going to be Ozone products. And we're talking a lot of Ozone products. So you might actually have a chance to win this if you play StarCraft. It will be pretty much open to all leagues. I don't think I'm going to cut it off, or I may have 2 smaller tournaments, like a bronze through gold and then gold up. I'll figure out how I'm going to do it, but you'll have an opportunity to win this or some of the other products I'm going to be reviewing throughout the month. That's it, guys. I'm MaximusBlack. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hit that like button. Go follow Ozone at facebook.com/OzoneGaming, and of course on Twitter. All their links are going to be in the description below. And shout out to Ozone for once again being a sponsor of mine and hooking a brother up with all this awesome gear. Peace out.